105.5 KNAC with an exclusive. Steve Vai here, live in the studio. Just heard one of the many incredible tracks off of the new release coming out.
Yeah.
Sounds good. It looks unreal. The artwork is great, and then you listen to it. There's so much we have to cover in this interview because you are such an interesting man. I mean, as far as your guitar actually speaking to the listener, how do you do that? How do you interpret what you're thinking and actually make a story out of your music?
Very carefully, that's how. Well, like I say, it just, I've got this peculiar personality, this absurdity to me, I guess, that I like to hear in the music. So it kind of comes out that way.
Steve, let's go through a little bit of your musical history, shall we?
You bet. Joe Satriani was a guitar player in my town. And I went to him with a pack of strings and a guitar, and I said, teach me how to play. And our relationship was great. I took lessons for about 3 years, and he's always been, I've just always been in awe of him, and total respect from way back then. It was funny, I always just sit and wonder how a guy like this can be so good and be from such a little town.
Yeah, now let's move on to the Frank Zappa thing. That's an interesting story in itself. How you hounded the man, sort of?
Well, I'm always stand backish, and I'm the last guy to walk up to a security guard backstage and go, "Hey, can you let me backstage?" or something. I'm a friend of the band. Or,
Not
it's
your
the same
style.
thing. Yeah, no, the same thing with Frank. I was a big fan. I liked his sense, the way he combined the sense of humor, and he's got an incredible sense of humor, and he mixes it with his sarcasm. And it's just, one-liners that for days.
Does he make you laugh, or are you sure how to take the guy?
He just makes me hit myself in the head and go, God, that's so funny.
It's so true.
Yeah. I built this little studio in my backyard in this house I had in Sylmar, right? And I had an 8-track quarter-inch recorder, and I used to record all this bizarre music. It was extremely Zappa influenced, and And I had some fan mail, and I printed it up, put it out on a label, my own label. And it became a record called Flexible.
Yeah, that's the one. So that was the same period.
Yeah, and went very much into death trying to do it. Almost into death.
Almost into death. But you resurfaced, by golly. How did it happen then that you joined up with David Lee Roth?
Well, there was a lot of buzz going on at that time. There was certain selections on Flexible that created a buzz in the guitar community.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and I was a perfect candidate for him because I was young. I had this sort of I guess, twist to what I was doing, and and Dave definitely has a twist to what he does too. So we made a really good pair, I believe.
Oh, it was great watching you guys on stage.
Oh yeah, it was very nice.
105.5 KNAC. That is Animal. How are we going to win some of these CDs, huh, Steve Vai?
Oh, I just came up with this bright idea.
Yeah, you and your bright idea.
Yeah, I know. It gets me in trouble. Anyway, what we're going to do is take calls, and whoever can come up with the most colorful adjectives describing the music that they've heard so far from Passion and Warfare will get an autographed piece, and I'll actually write the adjective on it.
There you go. So in other words, in a word, the best description.
Yes, break out your the-a-saurus and your thinking caps.
There you go. We'll be right back.
The exciting life of a young budding rock star. Stop, you're making me dizzy.
Hi, this is Tawn, KNAC. How do you describe Steve Vai's music today?
I would have to say rainbowcious.
Rainbowcious.
All right.
We have an exclusive here. I've got a couple more minutes with you. Just want to ask you your thoughts on marriage.
Well, it's good for some people, I guess. Yeah.
No, actually, didn't you get married not long ago?
Mm-hmm.
Is she a hairdresser or something, Joyce? That's such interesting...
Well, she's very colorful, and she likes to experiment, And she used to have flaming pink hair and all this stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because she was going to Berkeley, College of Music. That's where we met her. And she comes in with like this spiked hair like this, high heels like this, magenta, green, pink hair, and it looked radiant. She was pretty wild.
That's funny. You have a lovely son, huh?
Yeah, I do. He's a knockout. He's a killer.
Say the name again.
Julian Angel.
Julian Angel. That is so cool.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
He's eating us at a house and home though.
How did it happen that you joined Whitesnake? It's very interesting, of course, that, I mean, this is a set of heavy hitters. You guys, are you a hired gun or are you a band member?
Whitesnake today, Steve Vai is a band member. I mean, I had left David Lee Roth after the Skyscraper tour, and I was going to hang out at home for a while and record Passion and Warfare, basically. And then Coverdale came over to my house, and we spent like 3 days together just talking, and he played me music, and he was sitting in my studio, and he was playing me rough tracks and singing in my ear, and it was like, the way this guy was projecting, I just said, oh my God, I gotta be in a band with a singer like this.
You think you'll ever sing on record?
Well, I don't know, you know. I don't really consider myself to be much of a singer, but...
That was kind of a bashful look. Too bad you couldn't see that. By the way, speaking of that, we are actually videotaping this, too, for Metalhead Video Magazine. There's a bunch of hubbub going on around here.
I'm looking into a video camera right now.
As we speak, so...
I'm recording this. It's going out on the air live, and it's being recorded, and whoever is going to be watching this is going to be watching it now, but I'm recording it now. So.
I think I follow that, right?
Can you explain it to me? No.
Nationwide distribution.
Passion Warfare is an adventure in metaphysics.